Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Positive with Rachelle. Folks, continuing this important series on lessons in adversity. And so last time I really highlighted the value of us really taking stock of our lives to recognize, despite the adversity and hardship, negative circumstances, tragedy, suffering, heartache, hardship that the coronavirus pandemic is causing, we do have an opportunity. There's always an opportunity hidden in adversity. And so adversity develops our character like nothing else. We become better people if we're committed to it. Now, we can either let adverse circumstances cause us to become better or bitter. So we do have a choice to make. But this time, I want to shift gears here and talk about the importance of determination in overcoming adversity. And so, folks, one thing, and yes, I do have a sales background, so, but just as a personality trait in general, I'm a determined soul. When I think about what I've done in my life and how much determination what kind of role my determination has played in that, it has been very, very big role. But this is true whether you have a sales background or not. It's important and it's pertinent to sales where you've got to go again, see a customer. You may see that same potential customer for 20 visits before that person makes the decision to take action. But it takes the determination to keep on keeping on. But determination in terms of overcoming adversity is such a huge factor because it's easy in adversity to give up, to just throw up your hands, say, I can't do this, it's over, whatever the case may be. But folks, this pandemic is testing us like nothing else, testing our world and our globe. Like tremendous challenge. And we've got to be resolute, we've got to be firm and determined not to give up, to keep on keeping on despite what is going on and how difficult things are. And so speaking of adversity and how determination plays a huge role in that, folks, I've got to share with you. And this is just such a relevant example. So, I love Dial Gold soap. So I like this hand soap, this Dial Gold antibacterial hand soap. I like it in my kitchen. I wash my hands when I cook. All right, and so I have not seen prior to last Saturday morning, a couple minutes after 7 o'clock, when I entered the Walmart here in Novi, where I saw 5 of these. I had not seen Dial Gold in multiple stores on multiple trips in 4 weeks. Hand soap, particularly when the shutdown and everything just first started happening and all of that, that's when people were just, you'd walk into stores and it would just be clear. There would be no soap at all in some stores. And so I had gone to multiple stores, multiple visits over the last 4 weeks prior to last Saturday morning when I walked into Walmart and saw 5 of these, as I stated. And that's why I said these adverse circumstances challenge us. There were 5 on the shelf, but I decided to get 1. All right, it would be easy in that situation to say, it's every man and woman for him or herself, and I'm getting all 5 of them, just forget it, the next person. No, but these adverse circumstances challenge us not to be selfish, particularly from a shopping standpoint. I could have told myself, hey, I've been looking for these for 4 weeks. I don't care who the next person is that comes in here looking for this. I'm buying all 5 of them. I don't care. No. That's one thing. This pandemic has really shined a light on the importance of us thinking of the next person, thinking of the next shopper. We may not know who they are, may never know who it was that came in after us, but that person was able to get some Dial soap too. Okay, I love Dial Gold and the regular Dial Gold bar soap, antibacterial bar soap. I actually love that soap when I take my showers after I work out. So I'm just very loyal to this particular brand, but I've used other brands, obviously, in the interim and stuff, and grateful for those other brands of hand soap and things like that. So I've got plenty of bars of the Dial Gold when I shower after the gym, after Rochelle's home fitness center, so I'm working out here at home now. But this Dial Gold, but I left the other 4 there on the shelves, folks, because I knew I had to have a sense of faith and trust that I'd find another one. See, it's easy to grab all 5 of them, I'm afraid, and I may never see it again for another 4 weeks. No, I just had to look at the situation and say, you'll get another one. It may be a few weeks before you see another one like this again, but you'll get another one. Do the right thing. See, folks, our integrity, our character is developed and tested in these adverse and in adverse situations such as this. When we walk into a grocery store, we walk into, some people like Target and Walmart, whatever the case may be, we have a decision to make. Do we think about the next human being who is also dealing with the same coronavirus pandemic challenges, or do we only think about ourselves? So let's be determined to think about other people. And lastly, folks, I've got to tell you about some muffins that I received. Let me set it up in terms of what happened. So I volunteered to help at local church here in Novi. It's not my own personal church, but last month they had a call out to volunteer to help. There was some cleaning and organizing the church, and I'm fanatical about organizing, so I was too happy to help out. So Friday, March 6th and Saturday, March 7th. So looking for volunteers that morning. So I went both mornings. The coordinator was so cool. It was like, oh, you're helping both days. Thank you so much, Rachelle. Yada, 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 no problem. But anyways, happy to help. Happy to help. I'm always happy to volunteer in different community activities and things like that. And so, even when it's not my church or I don't have any affiliation to the organization, it's just a way to give back. But folks, so I got a text message last week. Hey, Rachelle, got some muffins. Coordinator, the same person. I got some muffins. You interested in some muffins? And I love muffins. I love sweets. See, folks, that's why I work out like I do. I love to eat. I love sweets. I love sweets, and I'm very disciplined in terms of my diet and things like that. So it works out well, but that's why, again, my fitness routine, I have a lot of freedom in terms of what I eat because I pay the price and work out. But folks, so no big deal. Okay, come by, meet in the church parking lot, pop your trunk. Again, social distancing, just put the muffins in there, no shaking hands or nothing like that. So I got home, folks, and I opened the trunk, and I saw the pack of muffins, 6-pack of muffins. I could tell, they came from Costco. I'm a member of Sam's Club, but I've seen the Costco label to know they came from Costco. And it was almond poppy seed muffins. One of my favorite type of muffins that I had not seen in years. And when I saw those muffins, I was frozen. And it literally brought back so many memories because I discovered and I learned to love what used to be Otis Spunkmeyer's. They used to have a pack of 3 almond poppy seed muffins. They used to sell them years ago. And they stopped selling them years ago, and so I haven't seen them in years. But they still sell other type of muffins, but not my beloved almond poppy seed muffins. So, but I discovered them and grew to love them when I was a poor graduate student. My first graduate degree program in Miami, Florida, and it brought back so many memories. How almond poppy seed muffins, my ability to go to Publix and buy those almond poppy seed muffins, as a dessert. It was such a highlight for me. It was such a highlight because I didn't have a lot of money, but I was determined to persevere through the adverse circumstances in terms of, not having a lot of money to go out and do a whole lot of things, but I was determined, and my education was very important to me. So I was willing to persevere and keep on keeping on despite that, but also recognize the little blessings. My ability to go to Publix and buy some Otis Spunkmeyer muffins. I used to go every Saturday for lunch. There was a Korean restaurant in North Miami Beach, and I would go to that Korean restaurant for lunch every Saturday. I didn't have money to go eat out the rest of the week, but that was a very important thing for me. I used to live in Korea. I lived in Seoul during high school. I'm a very big fan still even now of Korean food, eat it regularly. And so that was very important for me to be able to do that. Just a great way to wrap up my week was to go to that Korean restaurant and then also to have the Otis Spunkmeyer almond poppy seed muffins. And so, folks, when I opened the pack, and I guess Costco sells them, and it was a pack of 6, and just the aroma, and I ration them and have them in my freezer. That's what I told you, I'm very disciplined. So I eat them, I'm saving them, I'm savoring them, I'm eating them slowly. But folks, it brought back so many memories of that difficult and challenging yet fruitful period of my life. when I grew and I discovered those and how happy I used to be. And, chicken is always real cheap. So I would buy chicken drumsticks. And so I was constantly making arroz con pollo. So there Rachelle was making, rice and chicken constantly. Cuban style was very delicious. I love Cuban food. And so, got a friend of mine, gave me a recipe. And so I used to make that constantly. Con frijoles negros, or with black beans. So that was my primary dish. I mean, I just was always eating that constantly because I just didn't have a lot of money, but I was grateful for that. Grateful for that experience that shaped me and molded me. And so, folks, when I think back to, it's just when I saw the muffins, it just took me back to that time period. And I persevered then, and I'm going to persevere now. So we all need to recognize and reflect upon our lives. And certainly I draw inspiration from music. And one song that came to mind was Michael Jackson's old hit from years ago, Do You Remember the Time? And you remember that? And I was like, yes, I remember the time. Yes, I remember the time. So that kind of just, looking at some muffins really thrust me into this self-reflective mode where I was thinking about remembering the different times, particularly when I was dealing with some form of adversity and I overcame. So we all need to be willing to do that. We need to remember the times. I'm going to talk more about this next time on lessons in adversity, how important remembering the times is. And so we need to be open to reflect upon our lives and to think that, hey, we made it through some rough circumstances. We'll make it through now. We'll make it through now. We will. We will. But it's about finding joy in the everyday experiences that we continue to have despite the coronavirus epidemic, despite the stay-at-home orders. Yes, we're doing that because we've got to think about our fellow human beings. We don't want to, somebody's asymptomatic and they could potentially be walking around infecting other people, and those who are high risk. It just creates a lot of problems. So we're staying at home. We're abiding by the laws and the rules that are meant to protect ourselves and other people. So this is, again, the time for us to be selfless, to think about other people, to do what's right for our community, for each other, for our individual cities and states and nation overall. So let's keep on keeping on. Let's be determined. We're going to make it through this. We're going to make it through this. We're going to be better. We're going to be stronger. Adversity develops our character like nothing else. So folks, stay tuned for next week where we really delve in deeper on the topic of, do you remember the times? Of course, I'm going to challenge you to remember those times when you faced any type of adversity, and how once you overcame the adversity, how grateful and happy you were. Folks, you still got that winning championship spirit within you. You just got to tap into it. Tap into it. It's still there. Don't be afraid to look for it. So until next week, I cannot wait to continue our conversations on lessons in adversity, because there are many lessons in adversity, folks, and I'm just continuing to enjoy this time and serve you vis-a-vis these Posi-TIPS. So stay encouraged, stay positive, and until then, remember, I am positively passionate about your life, health, and happiness. Make it a great day.